Maury Povich, you know him well. He's been interviewing guests on his show for 26 years. And with more than 4,500 shows under his belt, he's still going strong.
So let's talk about his appetite.
Maury Povich and his tabloid TV guests have been a controversial staple on daytime television since 1991.
They aren't fooling anyone.
This is what's going on. Hey!
Husband to journalist Connie Chung, Povich was a news anchor in the 80s, later hosting A Current Affair before landing his own daytime TV talk show.
I'm ready for the long haul.
Early episodes featuring quintuplets and celebrities were quickly replaced with provocative guests and, of course, paternity tests.
In the case of 3-month-old Aaron, Bill, you are not the father.
Hundreds of big reveals later, Maury remains a daytime TV titan, 26 seasons and counting. Maury Povich, good morning to you. A trip
Hallie,
down memory lane.
I'm telling you, my wife's going to be so amazingly, wonderfully accepting of you as interviewing me because she loves you so much.
Thank you so much. That is a very sweet note to start off on. I want to talk a little bit about sort of your history here with this, because you've been doing this for a long time, 50 years. You start off in local news. Yeah. Why did you shift into what we just saw there, the paternity tests?
Well, I mean, I think anybody, you know, I always felt constricted doing news. If you're reporting, you only have 1:30. If you're anchoring, you only introduce the show, the particular piece. So I wanted to do more. I'm a storyteller. Everybody in your business is a storyteller. Right. We feel constrained when we have to give it up after 1:30. So I can now tell stories forever and get these results. And everything is done within 12 or 15 minutes, and it's perfect.
You talk about results, obviously, results of paternity tests has been one of the staples of your show. You're still doing it now.
Yes.
Are you sick of it yet? Is there any part of you that says, hey, maybe I'll get away from this kind of thing and going to...
I don't think so, because I think every single story has its unique quality. And so when I do these paternity testing, look, everybody goes through their own stuff. And so, therefore, I can tell these stories, and each story has its own moments. And the best part about it is there's a beginning, there's a middle, there's a conflict, there's drama, and there's a result.
Plenty of conflict, plenty of drama. You have been doing this, as we said, for decades. You're still on it, you know, #1 syndicated talk show and what we call our key demo.
The people who write your paychecks every week own my show.
Do you find that the more outrageous you get, the better your ratings get?
Well, I'll tell you this. Obviously, the DNA testing, the lie detectors, the out-of-control teenagers, those are our signature shows. And in months like this, which is called Sweeps Month, those are the themes that work.
If we log onto your site right now, you have casting calls out for people who are serial cheaters, grandmothers who dress too sexy for their age, people wanting to confront a family member, for example, about their drinking. Are these people legitimate? Or in this age of reality TV, do you think folks are signing up and telling stories just to get on your air?
Well, I'll put it to you this way, Hallie. I mean, I think my people are tame next to the people you cover every day. I mean, think about that. I mean, we could bring out lie detector tests for the people you have to cover every day.
What is the craziest moment that ever happened on your show?
I think probably the most surprising moment was when I'm doing a DNA test. This woman is accusing this guy of being the father of her twins. And I never know the answer, the result, until I open up the envelope.
And that's intentional, right? You don't want to know the result.
The first time I ever did it, I said, you know, I don't want to know. I don't want to know anything more than my guess. I open up the envelope, and he's the father of one, but not the other. And that was impossible to me at the time until my staff told me that with fraternal twins, you can have two fathers. It's 1,000,000 to 1 shot. It's happened twice on my show.
Whose reaction is more stunned when that happens, yours or the father's?
I think everybody who ever saw that moment was absolutely startled.
You have said the older you get, the younger your audience gets, you think?
It's crazy. I mean, the researchers, I'll tell you, one political researcher, Frank Luntz, who's came up to me, pollster, came up to me and says he uses my show as an introduction to his focus groups on how people can change their minds after they see a particular segment. How's that?
In what way?
Well, apparently he thinks that the way I interview my guests, the way I talk to my guests, that all of a sudden there's a lot of conflict, and in the end, there is some kind of sympathy. And he wants to know if that's possible with political candidates.
This, obviously, you mentioned at the top, this is my first show here on Weekday Today.
Really?
You've done 5,000 of them
Yes.
in your time. How do you keep it exciting, Maury? How do you not get bored, even though you're talking about things that are outrageous and dramatic and full of conflict? You've been doing it again and again and again.
I think more than anything else, you know, if you have the energy, if you have the curiosity, if you want to, just like anybody running for political office, you knock on a door, you want them to open it up, you want them to welcome you into their home, sit down on the couch, have dinner with them, and that's the key to any host.
Full of energy, 78 years old. Maury Povich, thank you so much for being here.
Hallie.
Really appreciate
It's
it.
good
Tell
to
your
see
wife
you.
we said hello.
Connie is going to be so excited.
Thank you very much. We're going to wrap up our series tomorrow with Geraldo Rivera.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.